lovely ceremony.
It was.
It was very kind of your mother and father to arrange it.
Indeed.
I shall have to give them my thanks. A lovely ceremony calls for a lovely night.
Are you so eager to rid yourself of your innocence? The ceremony ended merely hours ago.
Isn't that what must be done?
Rest well.
I should very much like to become more well acquainted with you, Walter. Is there anything I should know as to how would you like your meals prepared, or any household duties I should do a certain way?
I'm sure you'll find yourself a respectable housemaid.
Oh, that won't be necessary. I can do everything myself.
Then do whatever you deem best, I suppose.
How many children would you like to have?
Why do you insist on having this conversation, Willow? I thought I made it very clear last
Are we not married?
Yes.
Then why can we not freely discuss the necessities of our union? Is it not our duty as husband and wife? Make no mistake, Walter, I'm just as nervous as you are. Perhaps more. But I will not let it stop me from fulfilling my duties to you. Come, perhaps I can lessen your stress about all this.
I will be in my study.
Walter?
Yes.
Please forgive me. I understand that my behavior was unacceptable. I just want to be a good wife to you.
I know.
Are you in love with someone else?
What?
Because if you are, I understand. I won't try to stop you from being with her. I'll be content with it.
Please. Stop. I think I will sleep in the spare room tonight.
How are you and Walter, my dear?
We're doing well.
Just well. It's been a month, Willow. I wish to know if you are with child. Have you even consummated?
No.
Is he impotent, child? Unfaithful? A drunk, perhaps?
No, Mother.
I realize this is not your ideal situation, Willow. Heaven knows what with all those silly books you read. But this is not one of those fanciful novels. This is reality, and you must realize that. Whether you love each other or not, you have a duty to each other and to us which cannot be ignored.
Yes, Mother.
I love you, my child. But this cannot go on much longer. When your father and I return from the country, I expect an announcement.
Are you finished? You drive me insane with the way you drink your bloody tea when you ever taught proper etiquette. Well, now that I've begun to scold you, I may as well address the elephant in the room. I understand that we don't share any feelings for each other. Perhaps we never will, but I refuse to live in the same household as my husband without ever sharing any sort of cordial conversation with him. If you will not accept me as your wife, then I beg you to accept me as a friend, a companion you can confide in. Please.
Very well. We are friends.
Good.
Yes. Good. What are you reading?
Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte.
Ah, I don't believe I've ever read it.
It's my personal favorite. Well, what are you reading?
Ah, it's a text regarding the human anatomy. I doubt you would find it all that interesting.
And why not?
It's my profession. I don't think you would enjoy reading it, much like I wouldn't enjoy reading a silly romance.
Well, I'll make you a deal. If you read my silly Jane Eyre, then I will attempt to read your silly anatomy text.
Tea?
Oh, yes, please. How are you enjoying the novel?
It's rather fascinating. I'm curious to know what Miss Bronte's inspirations are for such characters.
Oh, I believe the events of the novel are based on her own experiences.
I see. And how are you enjoying the human anatomy?
Oh, it truly is fascinating. I can't understand why anyone would find this dull. Milk?
I'll do it. Apologies.
You did nothing wrong. This depiction of the human heart is wonderful. It's so intricately drawn. I keep finding myself turning back to look at it.
Let me see. Well, since you've studied it so much, mind telling me what the function of the aorta is?
The aorta is the largest artery. It serves the purpose of carrying oxygenated blood into circulation.
Perhaps you should be the doctor.
Are you saying I'm capable of such an accomplishment, Walter?
Of course. Jane is the most infuriating character I've ever come across.
Why do you say that?
Well, she refuses St. John's marriage proposal. It was perfectly sensible. Yet, even after her whole ordeal with Rochester, she still refuses to live a respectable life with a respectable man.
It doesn't matter to her what happened with Rochester. She still loved him, even if it hurt her very much.
So you mean to tell me that if a respectable man who could provide for you asked for your hand in marriage, you would deny him because you were in love with someone else? Someone you could not be with?
Wouldn't you?
No. It's a silly fancy. The world doesn't work like that.
my mother came to visit me, she became incensed at the discovery of our intimacy, or lack thereof. She said exactly what you just said. She said I needed to wake up. She and my father are in the country for a few weeks. She expects the news of a grandchild upon their return. I don't know what to do, Walter. And with each day that passes, I grow more anxious at the thought of what will happen when they return.
I understand what you mean, Willow.
See, I don't think you do. Not entirely. All you have to do is provide the means for a child, but it's different for me. I don't know what I expected from marriage, but it certainly wasn't this.
What do you mean?
I'd always dreamt of what it would be like to be someone's wife. Most of my notions came from watching my mother and father every day. I could tell they loved each other even when they would argue. I could see it, feel it in the way they gazed at one another, the way they spoke to one another when the arguments was over. I would even catch them dancing in the kitchen sometimes. No music, no singing. Just them. But when I married you, I just wish we had more time to get to know one another before we were married.
I'm sorry. Well, truthfully, I don't know what I thought. I was being selfish. I never said I did not want you as my wife, Willow. I simply needed more time to learn about you. If I'm to love you, I want it to be truthful. Very beautiful, kind, passionate young woman. Much like Miss Anne in this novel. The very last thing I would want to do is to hurt you by telling you a lie. I should have said that a long time ago.
Thank you.